'Cause when you walk with me, you can eat the food you want to eat. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes.
Eyes too.
I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and
Eyes
toes.
too.
'Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they'll cut me up until I'm just a nose.
Great Raw isn't. Great Raw isn't. I love that song. Great Raw isn't. Get your chair, get your weights, get your mat if you're doing your stretches. Line up if you're walking wall to wall, which I'll be doing when I go west. I'll experience it walking wall to wall and doing one of those. Great Raw isn't, y'all. Great Raw isn't. I like that song. You know how fortunate I am? That's why I get up and walk on this treadmill. Fortune has smiled on me because I tell you, waking up and hearing that song, this old jazz thing, when we were small living in East New York, my mother changed her situation by joining the Lutheran cult. All we could find was the worst tenements to live in New York City because that was set for that. They knew we were leaving the South because of racism and stuff like that. They didn't really want us coming up here because, enslavement, the enslavement compounds in the North they were eliminated. So now they have this whole new story that they made up for the North. But anyway, they didn't want her up here. So they would always bring us to the worst tenements. The worst. I remember that we had to shake out our boots before we put them on because there was mice on the inside. Slumlord to the 100th degree. And when my mother found this storefront Lutheran church with Pastor Lyle Gutu, I remember his name to this day, he wound up being a chaplain at Wagner College in Staten Island, and he got ran over by a car. Anyway, she found him, and we joined the church. And the next thing I know, we're on Montauk Avenue, in a real nice house, second floor, and that's where we were living when she passed. She was in the hospital. We were living there. And there was a jazz group that used to meet down the street. He owned his own house. And they would practice in the basement with the door open. It's those brick houses, two-family basement brick houses. You see them all over the Bronx and Brooklyn. And the kids, we could watch them play. We could watch them play. And we could hear them. And they used to do the dad played the guitar, the electric guitar. So he did jazz works. They had the drums and everything. So I think this is what I think of when I do my little, I'm walking, y'all. But that song, I like I'm walking. But this one is more heartfelt. And it motivates me. Thanks for like, comment, sharing. Coming on board. Oh. And it motivates me. And I like it. I add little things to it. I listen to it for like a half hour before you guys even start hearing it. And then I start envisioning different instruments doing this. That's the way you make songs. And it's fun. And I'm so fortunate to be doing it. I know people say, oh, you know, you got to have a record deal. You have to have... No, all you got to do is have the ability. And I have the ability. Copyright strikes is no fun. It's no fun, especially on stuff that they say that you can use. But I can make up my own songs. And I'm going to put some guitar behind that. And you'll see how I build the song. And it's such fun. 65. Fun walking. Fun singing. They didn't tell me that. They never told me that. Oh, wow. This lady. They never told me that. Take it down one. I didn't warm up my legs. I did some hanging. Mostly my back and chest. Not too much. Now I'm forming this thigh muscle. Because as we get older, we lose it. And I'm here for the whole thing. I'm experiencing the whole thing. You know? Because I touch my face. I know how I feel, and I feel the changes, and I understand them. And I'm here for it. Changing the camera. Y'all know. Y'all know what time it is. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, I feel a little stiff. So I'm here for it. I'm so glad I didn't let the Hatfields and McCoy deter me. Even going to say, Vicki, why are you going to hurry up and get old? I was like, y'all don't understand. This is another experience. But this is a physical experience that changes are happening. Changes don't only happen outside the body, but they happen the outside of the body and on the inside of the body. And I'm here for it all. Oh, you always talk about being old. Oh, but I'm not running back and forth to the doctor trying to get shit like it was when I was young. So why am I the bad person? Because I accept my age. But certain things at 34 told me you keep exercising, and you will always exercise. And I said, okay. That sounds like something I can do. 34-year-old me. And I have been. Not as fast. I used to go run around the track backwards. Can't do it now. I love paddleball. I love to hear that ball pop off that wall. Whop, whop. And then when it comes back at you with that force, and you have that strength to whack that thing back with just as much force. Whew. It goes all through your body. It's orgasmic. Yes, indeed. Whew. I can't do that now, but I did. But what I can do now is what I'm doing. Walking. I hung this morning, so I'll put up a little video from me doing a little hang this morning. You know? But I'm doing the range, within the range that I can do. I've never been 65 before. I have been 65. Okay. I haven't even, I've been a month and maybe 20-something days I've been 65. I've never been this before. I don't know. But I'm going by the 34-year-old self that just said keep on exercising. And I said, what kind? They said, well, I don't have no gym. I can't do that. Walk. Just keep walking. And you'll be all right. And remember I told you the vitamins laid out very clearly for me. B12, C, cholesterol. I have put the cholesterol aside because of a few things, but C and the B, part of my life every day since I was 34. Because my 34-year-old self told me, this is what we do. And I shared it with people who have used it, and they feel wonderful, and it's great. And then I've told some people who just said blah, 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 and that's them. But at 34, we wanted to get here at 65. And success. Success. Oh, success. I know y'all think success only comes when somebody else comes and says, you're successful. You say, no, I am. But no. When you tell yourself you're successful, you know. Yes. You know. And it makes you happy. I know it makes me happy. So I listened. Oh yeah. I wanted to tell y'all what I want to speak to women. Okay. These coats really got y'all. These pimps in the pulpit really got y'all. There is no way your kids watching you get slapped around the house and punched around and you saying that you're securing the family. You're making sure everyone is secure. You're keeping him calm. He'll only punch you. I want to tell you something about my mother, Leslie Mayfield. Let me tell you something. One thing I remember about her, she was a scrapper. I told y'all the stories that when she had problems with men and they came to the house, she always kept water boiling on the stove. And then she would bring the pot to the window and say, you don't get from front of my house, you finna find, but you finna get a pot full of hot water. I'm not saying she's perfect. I'm saying I saw her as a stand-up lady. That she would go berserk on you. And now I'm seeing all these family annihilators and they kill them. And I'm saying, what's the difference? There's something missing in that. And I came upon it. I was like that in my relationship. I was no punk bitch. You wasn't going to touch my daughter. Because before we even started dating and getting into a relationship, I already told you if you touch my daughter, I'm going to kill you. So you know where I'm coming from. So I've always had easy breakups. I didn't have that fear when I saw a man getting a little crazy. I know how to move and keep my mouth shut. See, and I told my daughter too, I never threatened them that I was leaving. I've never threatened them that we were going to break up. I never did none of those things. I knew it was going to happen, and it did happen, but I never talked about it. I never threatened nobody. I just did the work that it took to make it happen. I'm looking at all these family annihilators, and I'm thinking, the first is you're not afraid of your wife. You're not scared that she gonna come up behind you and level your ass with a frying pan. Straighten you right out. You have no fear of that. They got rooms that the wives can't go in. I ain't come from mothers like that. I look at all these ancestors, strong women. Trust and believe. They didn't go do that either. Yes! I'm still working out on this treadmill. Working out all the gadgets and the stuff like that. Like, comment, share, tell uncle, tell auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend.
Stay ahead of the sugar cane. If I stop walking, y'all, the cane gonna trip me up. Yeah, come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Yeah, I said come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. 'Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they'll cut me up until I'm just a nose. Yeah, come walk with me and save your toes and feet. Yeah, I said come walk with me. Save your toes and feet. 'Cause when you walk with me, you can eat the food you want to eat. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. 'Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they cut me up until I'm just a nose. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. Yeah, I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to stay ahead of the sugar cane. If I stop walking, y'all, the cane gonna trip me up. Yeah, come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Yeah, I said come walk with me. Save your feet and toes.
Eyes too.
'Cause if I stop walking,
Save your feet, nose, and your eyes too. Yes, indeed. Fun with the song, honey. Fun with the song. Oh, you know what I was going to do? Y'all see my t-shirts, right? But let me do this right fast. The walk talk. I like how Izzo did this. When I come back from going west, I'll contact a few more illustrators and see, hey, I had to show you all this. How y'all like this? Even I could say, you know what I'm saying? When I look in this, I said, okay, girl. I said, okay, girl. Yes. Yes. I'm telling you, I'm looking at all these ancestors, and really, none of them are really big and fat. Now, old Holla's gone, YouTuber. I don't want to say rest in peace. Holla know what she needed to do when her energy and matter separate. She knows what she got to do. She with the mother one. Need to force up that energy and start handling some things. I think you are. I'm very appreciative. But Holla was 2 years away from 100. And she was thin. And then we have, I think, Flo. Flo is 88. And Flo's a little bit, I know them thighs, them hips and thighs is really big. She wanted to eat at 88. But I know for her to keep living, she's going to start eating less. That's the longevity. And I just love this age. I know my head say that. When I shake my head, I'm not saying no, I don't love the age. It's what I'm saying is, why would you talk so horrible about this age? Yeah. When I was growing up, they was like, oh, you'd be better off dead than being old. And then they complain about suicide rate. I'm like, that's the Hatfield McCoy bullshit. I'm like, are you kidding me? Everything you have on it saying it's better dead than old. Then they just put out the lies. Oh, the reason why the healthcare system is like that is because the old people is running back and forth to the doctor. Now, I have 3 friends from high school, myself, and the 2 L's. And they are heavily involved in doctor care. I'm not. I also didn't go for disability. See, here's the thing in America. When you get in your 50s and they done worn you out from working, they done worn you out from all the bullshit of working, and you want to retire, you really can't because you got no money to pay bills or anything like that. I, on the other hand, I had to fall back in place long before I reached that age. I knew this was going to come to that point. And I was able to work part-time. And then thanks to my daughter, I was able to retire. We didn't have the best of things. I mean, yes, we did. She always went out and got the best thing. That girl is magic with money. No, manifestation. If she can see it clearly in her head, it develops. It happens. So, I didn't have to have an affair with a doctor. Though at 58, when I had my occlusion, I could have started doing all that processing and stuff like that to have a relationship with these doctors to get disability. But I would not have a relationship with the doctors for disability. Thank goodness it didn't happen. But I would be someone living on the street with nothing than to have a relationship, try to even think about having a relationship with a doctor. You can't have a relationship with a doctor whose very education has you listed as shit on it. Okay? So there you go. And like I said, I was brought up being taught that if you reached old age, you might as well kill yourself. And I remember when I was a child, I was like, what? 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 Let's go for a walk. I'm like, what? Who? Why would you do that? Why would you not let me know that as freedom is concerned, it's there? The will to do it is there. All those things that was in your way when you were young, they're not there now. And you're not trading off. That's another Hatfield McCoy bullshit. And I'm looking at the ancestors, and they're all old. And they're all so happy they live to see Emancipation Proclamation, to see themselves free. Though in death, they understood what had happened. Their ancestors were prisoners of war, brought to the Americas, and enslaved. We worked to build America. We had to build for our own very survival. The houses and stuff that was there for the Brits when they came over, all those plantations you talking about, those belonged to the British. And when they ran the British out, the Hatfields and McCoy took them over. But they were built by the prisoners of war. We were fighters. Fighters, fighters, fighters. But they trained us so all we do is fight each other. We don't fight them. Ha! We just fight each other. That's how, with years of breeding, like a dog, you breed the viciousness out of them. They put cults in place to make us passive and on our knees. But I always say, not as bad as those people in South America. The first time I saw that church where they have to walk 1.5 miles on their knees to the front of the church, I said to myself, oh no, that ain't us. No. We bowing down, we got the Bible, but that mile walk on our knees to the church can't do that much bending. Can't do that much. Can't be on the knees like that so much. But it's the energy y'all have that need to come back and put that fight back in, but aim it at the right things, not at us. So at times, I think we all fought the British, all cultures. And because Africa was so close to Europe. So I believe they went over there fighting. But when they caught their prisoner of wars, they sent them to, as they call, the New World, a colony, with colonies, and it's called prisons for prisoners of war, encampments for prisoners of war. Yeah, they had them working their asses off, building houses, making roads. White people need to learn the truth and stop the bullshit. Because if you knew the truth, you would know that these laws that they punishing you for is laws for us. It was something, I think it was something they was talking about execution. And they were like, no. I think it was in Idaho. I said, no. I don't think they should have executions because for that crime, the crime is not so bad. I was in here laughing. I was like, dummies, it's made like that for us. If we came to Idaho and did anything, they would execute us. They said, no, we don't want enslavement, but if they come over here, we'll execute them. But see, you don't realize, white people don't realize that. That's why they don't get rid of laws. Get rid of execution laws. Because they're made for the descendants of the Moor people. Or the prisoners of war. Ooh, let's lock this out. Squeeze your gut. Tuck in your elbows. Do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One for good luck. That law, the Rockefeller law, y'all remember for crack? It was meant for the descendants of the Moor people to be in there for all them 20, 40 years. But the white people got caught up in the crack thing. But they were smart enough to throw some powdered cocaine in. And then they ignored the crack and just went for the powdered cocaine. So as long as you had crack and powdered cocaine and you were white, then you wouldn't get prosecuted for the crack. That was 24 or 40 years. So they would prosecute you for the powdered cocaine. So they knew to have two. Unfortunately for us, we basically only had one, which was crack. It was a wrap. 20, 40 years. Tuck in your elbow. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Most good luck. Yeah. Because if you got caught with powdered cocaine, 2, 3 years. You got caught with crack, 24, 40 years. So white people started having two. So the DA would say, not the crack, we're going to go for the coke. Now you say, oh, why didn't black people do it? They did the same thing. And they looked at the black people and said, I had crack and I had powdered cocaine. And the prosecutor said, we're not going to prosecute you for the powdered cocaine. We're going to prosecute you for the crack for 20 years. So, a lot of laws that they have in place is for the descendants of the prisoners of the wars. Us. And,
Power on.
I have messed
Bluetooth
up.
ready to pair.
I have messed up. Let's see. I was trying.
Bluetooth connected.
I was trying.
Stay ahead of the sugar cane. If I stop walking, y'all, the cane gonna trip me up. Yeah.
Sometimes the music director
Come
is
walk
on
with me.
cue, and sometimes she a little off cue.
Save your feet and toes.
Eyes
Yeah,
too.
I said, come walk with me. Save your feet and toes.
Eyes too.
Cause if I start walking, y'all, the cut.
Thanks for coming on along. Like, comment, share, tell uncle, tell auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. And I'll see you Monday.
Save your
Have a great
toes
weekend.
and feet.
Thanks for coming through. Subscribe,
Yeah,
subscribe,
I said, come
subscribe.
walk with me. Save your toes and feet.